unfortunately, you don't get the opportunity to take the accounting class, because what would normally happen is that in your case, you would have taken the QuickBooks class first and then the accounting afterwards, and then the accounting is what's going to make sense to everything that you learn here in QuickBooks, or vice versa. Some of my accounting students, they move on to QuickBooks afterwards, and they get a bigger and better picture. But again, like I said, I mentioned this before, QuickBooks is not it's designed for everybody, not just only accountants. Okay. All right. So anyways, going back to this right here. So now we're going to talk about billable time. So as we know, billable time is primarily used for your employees, okay? Especially your employees. You can use it for, if you need to measure projects or whatnot, or if you're 1099 workers, they need to clock in their hours, or they need to ensure that they completed this task, they showed up at this time, whatever it is, right? Some kind of way to keep track of time. But primarily what this is actually for, primarily used is for your employees to keep track of their time. Because again, we have the clock in, clock out system, right? If you're on an hourly wage, right? You should clock in your hours, because you want to make sure that once that clock hits after 40 hours, right? If you offer overtime, then you have to be compensated for the overtime. Okay, it's by law. Or for instances, or maybe you're salary based. So if you're salary based, then time is not a factor. But you want to, if you want to do keep track of your own time for your own benefit, you may do so as well. Okay. So that is the primary use of time. So again, familiar, if not, we have on the home page is if you activated time. So when we looked at that edit preferences and we looked at time and we said, do we keep track of time? If you selected yes, you're going to have this little enter time icon on your home page right here. All right. Okay. This also appears on your employees center. Okay. You can enter time that way as well. So again, that's why it is meant primarily for your employees. Okay. To make sure that they keep track of their time, or because we provide services, maybe your customers, they're going to be billed based on how long the photo session is for, right? You ask for 4 hours, then that's how you can keep track of the time right there. Okay. All right. So you have two options that you can choose. If you see this little drop down, little triangle right there, you click on that. It's going to give you two options. Either view as a weekly timesheet, or you can actually enter in as a daily activity. In this case, if you are the employee itself, daily is actually something you should do. You can use QuickBooks as a clock in, clock out service instead of using, like an actual clock in, clock out service, like an actual, what do you call that? Punch clock. So you can use QuickBooks
Kronos?
as that.
You're talking about Kronos?
Something like that, or like there's a lot of applications, or even having a physical punch clock if you'd like. Okay, so employees, they can have access to this and record their activity every single day. But if you're doing this for payroll, you don't want every day. You want to look at it as a weekly view. So in this case, I am selecting weekly view. So let's say my employee, right? I have an actual employee. His name is Mike Mazowski. So in this case, he was assigned to go ahead and record his hours. So this is where I'm going to go ahead and name. I'm going to type in Mike, okay? And there he pops up right here. So again, there's if you actually click this triangle here, you should get a list of every single person that you are going to be looking into. So even if it is a person, let's say a whatchamacallit, even if it's a customer that you're keeping track of the time for, let's say how many sessions they do or how many hourly sessions they do, you could do it here as well. But again, this is primarily geared towards your employees or people that work in your company. So in this case, I can ignore all those people, and I just really want to do is just make sure I keep track of Mike Mazowski, because he wants to be paid for his service. Okay, because he's my main guy. He's my main sales representative / photographer himself. So there he is. So there you go. And the most important thing is you want to make sure that you are on the correct timesheet or time the week that you are filling in the timesheet for. So in this case, they want me to go way back to January 2019. And we are recording as of the 7th. So as you can see, Monday is the 7th. So most cases, when you do your timesheets, it should start on a Monday. Okay, so if you're looking at this as a weekly payroll system, all right, that means you got to start on Monday. Okay.
Okay.
And as you can see that now that I've toggled all those information, now the next part is I need to fill out my information down here. And if you look here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you have the dates right below them. 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and 12, okay? And then you have your totals at the end. So how you fill out this timesheet, it's kind of straightforward, all right? You're going to fill it based on what items that you've done. So in this case, if you have a particular job or a particular item that you are going to place in for this person, right? This is where you're going to place them in. So first thing is we're going to take a look at the customer / job. The first thing that Mike has done is that we actually held a staff meeting. So in this case, there is no customer / job when it's correlated to a staff meeting. A staff meeting is a general kind of thing. So there is no person that is actually going to be involving in this timesheet. So therefore, the item, the person, there's no person. The service item, there's nothing there. Payroll item. So we'll talk about what a payroll item is tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow when we set up our payroll system. So a payroll item, I'll give you a little brief understanding, is how are you getting paid? Are you getting paid salary? Are you getting paid as an hourly rate? In this case, he is an hourly person. So therefore, I type in hourly. There you go. It shows that he is an hourly regular, okay? And then what was the note that I want to place here? I'm going to say this was a staff meeting. Okay, so I'm on capitals. Staff meeting. Okay? And also, if you're having trouble looking at that little screen right there, I have this one right here. I've done this before. We've done this before. So here we have a staff meeting. He did a total of 5 hours on Monday for the staff meeting. Nothing else. No staff meeting on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, etc., etc. However, we can say, oh, we had a staff meeting because we need to prepare for the 3 tasks that this person is going to be working. We need to have a staff meeting in the morning to make sure that we're all prepared for the Maria Branch Cruise grand opening. We also have to make sure that he's available for the Anderson wedding photo shoot. Okay, and then we also have Mr. Bob Mason's job as well. So, a little staff meeting on Monday. We clocked in for 5 hours here. So there you go. On Monday, 5 hours. Okay. Now notice this, every time I type in a number, okay, so now it's saying that this is going to be considered billable. Okay, we're going to click OK. Now, that's because when we come across right here all the way through, it's saying that we're going to bill somebody. But we don't have anybody to bill. Who are you going to bill? Your owner? your boss is gonna pay you regardless. Why you gotta send a bill to him?
Right.
So you're gonna get paid regardless. So you don't need to send a bill to the owner. So therefore, you actually have to physically check mark it. If you remember from our preferences, we set that all expenses or all costs, including
Are
time,
billable.
are going to be marked as billable automatically. So that's why we had to check mark it to ensure that it is not billable, right? We don't have anybody to bill. Okay? So then that happened next. Now, the next thing that happened, now notice this. Every time we fill in something in a column, it tells me that on Monday I had a total of 5 hours. Tuesday I had 0, blah, yada, 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 right? And then over here gives you your grand total of hours that's been completed. I've completed a total of 5 hours on Monday, for this job. Okay? All right, so the next section is we have the Anderson wedding. Okay, so he got to do the Anderson wedding. Oh shoot, I don't even know which Anderson wedding he did. Let's see. Let's take a look. Anderson wedding. It's just said Anderson wedding planning. That's pretty much it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and type in here. Right, we are not gonna do this one, so that was a typo there. We are doing Anderson wedding planning. Okay, we're just only doing the planning. We're not doing anything else. Okay, and the service item is we did a indoor photo shoot. Okay, and again, okay. Oh shoot, I'm on the wrong one. I'm on the. I'm on.
I was just getting ready to ask. I said, did that
I that was
jump
my
over?
yeah. That's sorry. That was my mistake. Sorry about that. I filled in the wrong one. All right, so we're gonna cancel out this photo session here, but we're still keeping our hourly regular staff meeting. So we're supposed to go down at the bottom. So Anderson wedding, Anderson, Anderson wedding planning. All right, and we're doing an indoor photo shoot right there, indoor photo shoot, and same thing here. He's gonna always be forever hourly regular. This item will not change. And then the note that you're going to place here is it's going to be wedding.
It's the site photo shoot.
That the site, the other two are sites. The first one, this
Oh, there you go.
Anderson
You're right.
is wedding. Wedding photo shoot or wedding shoot, I believe it says. Okay, and let's go ahead and take a look at the time. When did I complete Anderson weddings photos? Let me see. We only did the Anderson wedding photo on Tuesday for 2 hours. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to place it in Tuesday for 2 hours. Okay? And of course, because I'm going to bill this person, right? It's now we say we're going to charge Anderson wedding for having Mike Mazowski contribute 2 hours of his time. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, next one is going to be Maria Cruz branch opening. So, Maria Cruz branch opening. Okay, so again, I believe this is an outdoor photo shoot. And again, it's hourly regular. And this time, this is going to be the site shoot, photo shoot, site. Okay, because in this case, we had to go drive to their location to take a photo shoot of the branch opening. All right, and now let me see how many hours I contributed for the Maria Cruz branch opening. I did 6 hours on Tuesday, 3 hours on Wednesday, and 6 hours on Thursday. All right, so 6, 3, and 6. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So here I completed 6 hours on Tuesday, 3 hours on Wednesday, and 6 hours on Thursday. Okay? Now the next one, and I'm going to charge Maria Cruz for the time that I did this photo shoot for. All right. Now the next one is going to be Bob Mason. So Mason Bob. Okay. And he too had an outdoor photo session. All right. Of course, same thing here, hourly regular. Okay. And this is also same thing here, site photo shoot. So we had to go to his location for the photo shoot.
Is there a reason why that doesn't have its own drop-down menu with stuff that you've put in there before?
It's because they're notes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. And, notes are, you can put whatever you want in there. So there is no option that you can do in regards to this because it's a note.
Okay.
Okay, so same thing with a memo. You can't save memos because it's going to be whatever it is. But you can copy and paste. That's what you can do for this. So if you wanted to, you could have copied and pasted. But in this case, it's not an option that you can do a drop-down menu for. You can't save it either. Okay. So now that I have that, let's go ahead and see how many hours I contributed to Mr. Bob Mason. So my job started on Wednesday. I did 5 hours on Wednesday, 2 hours on Thursday, and 8 hours on Friday. So let's go ahead and place that here. I did 5 hours on Wednesday, 2 hours on Thursday, and a whole 8 hours on Friday. Okay, so if I go ahead and take a look at grand total here, I did, shoot, we were supposed to do Monday too, right, for Bob Mason. Let's see.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Monday for Bob Mason for 3 hours. Yes, so I excuse me, I missed that one. 3 hours for Bob Mason, okay, on Monday. So let's notice this here. I have 8 hours on Monday, 8 hours on Tuesday, 8 hours on Wednesday, 8 hours on Thursday, and 8 hours on Friday. So therefore, I did a whole full session of a 48-hour shift. It's 40-hour shift. Okay, 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. All right. And because now I linked that all of these people are going to be billed, so I'm going to bill Maria Cruz, I'm going to bill Bob Mason, and I'm going to bill Anderson Wedding. So once I confirm this, I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Close. All right. So again, now the next thing that we're going to do is now we're going to send those bills off to my people. So in this case, I'm going to leave Miss Maria Cruz alone for a minute. I feel bad. So let's go ahead and look at Bob Mason. Okay, if I were to go click Bob Mason, I get this billable window pop up again, and it says, would you like to select bills that you assigned to Bob Mason? I click OK. So now I have it under time, and he has 4 times that I've used Mr. Mike Mazowski. Right here, it gives me a list of how many hours I contributed. Right, I got 3 hours. 5 hours, 2 hours, and 8 hours. All right, I'm going to select all of them because that's, it's not selecting all of them. Okay, I guess I will manually select them. So I select all of them because I'm going to bill Bob Mason for all 4 sessions. And I click OK. And here it is. Because I've listed that my services, for every service, right, it's listed as $95 per outdoor session. Okay, here you go. So there it is. It's listed here for every hour for every hour of a photo session, it's going to bill you $95 per hour. So in this case, here's my collective much. So that means, 1710 is going to go to not Mike. It's going to go to me, right? The owner of the business. I meant the owner of the business. And then I take that money and I pay Mike Mazowski, because obviously he's getting paid $24 an hour or whatever it is, $24 an hour. So I don't need to pay him 95. Okay, so none of this money goes to him because it has to go directly to the company to pay for the expenses. All right. However, it's just making the link to each photo session because we did use Mike. Mike was the one who conducted this this event. So that's how you can use time to bill your customers. But in this case, most likely you are not going to bill your customers for a particular event. Okay, it's going to be based on whatever they asked to purchase from you. Okay, this is just a way to show you that if you want to, instead of paying for just the service itself, you could pay the individual that is working that job, or the employee can keep track of it by saying, I took care of this person's job, so here, go ahead and bill him. So that's that there. Oop, sorry about that. So now that we have that, we next thing that we're going to be looking at is, of course, saving this bill. So we're going to come right up here. We're going to be coming right here and going ahead and entering in the class. Excuse me, my mouse is.
Say you're not moving around your screen at all.
Yes, I no. It's my mouse. I dropped it. That's why it's not registering anymore. Nope. Okay, so let me just jiggle this real quick. There you go. There it is. Okay, so my class again is going to be San Jose because that's where Bob Mason's from. All right, and now I billed him for this particular thing, and I'm gonna bill him for in February, even though the job was done in January. I'm gonna bill him a month later. So once everything looks good, thank you for your business once again. Okay, and then here I'm gonna say photo. Okay, with Mike. All right, save and close. All right, and that's how you pass time along and make it billable. But again, most cases, you wouldn't technically do that. You would just charge the customer based on what the service is, and whoever, whoever completed the task, then you can go ahead and pay them. But in this case, it's because we offer commissions. Then yes, if you want to do it that way, you could say that his income or what in this case, what we did here is we tacked on what sale belonged to what person. So in this case, if we do commissions, you definitely want to use billable time to go ahead and keep records of what hours he collected from that particular customer. Okay. All right. Okay. Any questions in regards to billing for time? Okay.
No, I was able to follow that along pretty well.
Okay. So again, but this one they use Maria Cruz. I'm gonna use Maria Cruz for the next one, so that's why I didn't do it. So again, if you want to, you can always pull up Mike's information once again. And if you notice here, let's go ahead and take a look at Mike's timesheet one more time. So if I were going to go ahead and go to enter time and look at a weekly view, right, I'd be able to pull up Mike's information. If I were to go ahead and pull up Mike again, Mike Mazowski, and I do it for the same month, or the same week. So what was it? January
7, 2019.
There you go. January 7, 2019. There you go. I pull up his information once again. And what you notice here, this is actually supposed to be unbillable. Notice that Bob Mason, his is unchecked marked because we already billed him. All right. So you can always re-bill him once again if in case there's a reason to do so. That's what that section says, that in case like something didn't go through, or when you selected Bob Mason and you forgot to enter in those billable charges, then yes, you can go ahead and reselect and make it billable again by recheck marking that section right there. But in this case, I already billed him, so there's no need to have to make it rebillable again. Yes, right? Of course, if you can be able to keep track of your timesheets just like that, so this is also pertinent for chapter 10 or more so for chapter 11, you can also print out your timesheets. If you go to the file menu and you go to print forms, okay, you can print your timesheets right from here. So right here, timesheets. So in this case, it's going to ask you for what week do you want to print these timesheets for? And of course, you want to make sure it is for January 2019. Almost there. So January 7 of 2019, right? Through January. Well, in this case, it popped up regardless. So January. So you don't need the second date. So here pops up Mike Mazowski, right? That's the only timesheet that we've submitted so far. If I go ahead and select that, right? Select it and I click OK, or what I can do is I can click preview, right? Because I don't want to print it just yet. So here you go. If I were to go ahead and look at this, I can see here, this is for records or whatever it is, right? If your employee knows how to use QuickBooks and this is what they want to give to you as the HR, obviously you don't need a copy of this because you can just have access to it and be able to see everybody's stuff. So, you can use multi-view and you can see by just selecting the person's name. So in this case, here you go, Mike Mazowski. It gives you the details exactly how you saw it in the actual timesheet itself. So yes, you would see it as a weekly view, not versus a daily view standpoint. So here you can get an overall timesheet for the week. And of course, you can add them up together to create your bi-weekly, or if you're doing semi-monthly, which we'll talk about tomorrow, what that means. And yes, so there you go. You can print timesheets whenever you like. Either give it to your HR, or even in this case, you don't have to give it to your HR because if they use QuickBooks as a payroll system, they'd be able to get this information as long as you are the one, the employee is keeping track of their own time. But for any reason that you need to make a copy of it, you can print it here. You can also you can also keep it for your own records. That's what I was going to say. Keep it for your own records, right? Keep it for your own records. So with that being said, that's what you can do for there as well. All right. And any questions there?
No, I don't think so. We went back and forth on different pages there, but that's fine. I
Yes.
figured it out.
Okay, so time reports, again, if you want to keep track of your time, we already took a look at that. If you go to the reports and go to jobs, times and mileages, you'd be able to find these reports just right there. Okay, so yeah, you could keep track of your employees, seeing how much time they actually dedicated to a person, excuse me, and etc. So again, that's what the timesheets are for, as well as your time reports. Okay. Okay, let's see what is next. Oh, okay, so, I'm on the wrong one. I see. Okay, so we're here. Okay, so we just took a look at printing out timesheets and whatnot. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, not only do you have the timesheets for your employees, you can also keep track of your partners or owners' time. So, for example, you need to measure if you need to measure time for a project, let's say you decided to do a huge project that's going to benefit your company, right? And you want to keep track of that time, right? Because it's going to be separate from your actual daily job, right? So as the boss's perspective or the partner's perspective, they can measure how much time it took that they invested for their project. So then they can measure, is it comparable to the amount of money that I've dedicated to this project? Like how much money I invested, okay? You can use that as a way of measuring in terms of your investment, right? Is it worth it? In this case, you're not keeping track to pay your your partner or your owner, because they have full range of the bank account. They can go in, they can take money whenever they want to because it's their company. If they feel like they need to be compensated, they can pull out money at any given time. They are not going to be on the payroll list. You cannot legally pay yourself, because why would you write a check? I mean, okay, never mind. Let's scratch that little idea out. What I mean to say is the owner doesn't have to have someone else sign the paychecks to validate that they can take the money out of their own company. However, best rule of thumb to make sure that you do ensure that you're not frauding your company is that you do properly write yourself a paycheck. Not a paycheck. You do properly write yourself a check from your business bank account check to your personal checking account. You need to that's the rule for understanding that when you're dealing with business transactions, you need to keep your personal and your business completely separate. You can't use your business credit card to charge your personal expenses. The best way to do it, to ensure that you're not frauding the company at any given reason, right? You have to write a check, or you have to make a note somewhere. If you're taking a direct deposit from your bank account into your personal account, you need to make a note or notify the company that you are making a payment to yourself. Okay? That just to validate and make sure that when you submit your books to the IRS, they don't question why you're taking the money out of your own company. It's because you own the company, you need to pay yourself as well. You can't just expect that you can run a company and not pay yourself, okay? So that is crucial that you know that you have to properly take the measurements to ensure that you don't fraud your company. And so that's why for this case, you will never ever be on the payroll system. You are going to be considered just an other name. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be taking a look at that. Maybe you decided to host a big grand opening party or an annual party for your company, right? Let's say it's 5 years anniversary that you've been open for, right? So you are going to take this time to say, how much time are you investing to plan to create this party, right? Who are you going to invite? What supplies do you need? What caters do you need? What do you need? What do you want the event to entail? Is it going to be a dance party? Is it going to be just a regular dinner? All those things that you need to consider, right? We're going to plan in an event, right? So we're going to, as a owner, we're going to go ahead and validate and see how much effort I need to take in order to proceed with this. So first off, we don't have the owner as a person in QuickBooks. So we have to add our owner. And again, if an owner is not a vendor, and it's not a customer, and it definitely is not an employee, what other list do you think they belong on to? Okay?
Go to the other names list.
Other names list. Yes. So again, here we go. We're going to go to list. Oh, not view, list. And we're going to go ahead and click on other names list. So again, this is meant for anybody who's the owner of the company, a relative of the company that doesn't work in your company, of course, a relative of the company that you want to send a personal invitations to, whatever it is, or a partner, a silent partner if they're an investor. Okay, anybody that is not a vendor, employee, or a customer will fall under this list. Okay, so as you can see, we have nobody here. And of course, just as usual, right? We learned how to do one way. We just do the same thing. We go down to the bottom and we go ahead and click on that new entry for the person. So in this case, this person's name is, if you want to show in your, so again, remember, name is what's going to show up on your list. If you type it in here, it will automatically pull the information that you have there. But if, let's say, I want to make sure that I want it to reflect as last name first and then first name after, then you're going to do that here. So it's Black, comma, Vern. Okay. And then here, company, of course, it's Academy Photography, right? You're the owner of this business. So in this case, you do need to make sure that you say that you're the owner of the business, okay? Contact, in this case, no contact, no phone, no fax, no nothing, not even email or anything, because there's no reason to have one, right? You're the owner of the company. The only person that's going to have your contact information would be your employees, okay? He is a Mr., okay? And first name is Vern. Last name is Black. Okay? And then, of course, his address, right? Your address could be anything that you wish to have it. You can have it as your real mailing address. You can have your company. But in this case, it's my company. So 123 Main Street. All right. I believe it's Pleasanton, California, 945. What was the last two? 88. Okay, perfect. 88. All right, and again, you can look at the address details. You don't need to. So in this case, he doesn't have any phone number or email because he's the owner of the company. Those things that you should have automatically. You can add it in there if you'd like. Again, the book says you don't have to, so I'm going to say that's enough information. So I'm going to click OK. So here he is. Now he exists as a person. So I'm going to go ahead and enter in the time, just exactly how I entered it in for Mike Mazowski. I'm going to use a weekly grid view. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and click on here. Well, in this case, I'm going to type his name in, Vern Black. Okay, so I typed in B-L-A-C-K. There you go, Vern Black. Okay, and I'm also going to measure his time the same way as two. I'm going to say he is going to be on the same track as Mike Mazowski. Oop, too far. So let's say he worked on the same week as Mike Mazowski. Okay. So again, let's take a look at our little table here in page 283. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have this written down already. So he did admin work, okay? Admin work is considered overhead because it doesn't belong to either store, right? So you can actually work for a particular location. Maybe he needs to work on a project on the San Jose location, or maybe he needs to work on a project in the Walnut Creek location. In this case, he's going to be working for both or none. Overhead is going to be considered either both of them or it's going to consider none of them. So in this case, I have here that on Monday, he completed, let me fill in the information first. So of course, because he's not in a payroll status, he doesn't need to have any of those information. So the notes here is that he did admin work. All right. And the class that he did this was for overhead, right? Not for Walnut Creek or San Jose. He just completed it for the overhead. So on Monday, it says here that he completed 5 hours on Monday. Okay? And then he completed 6 hours on Tuesday. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Let me go back. He completed 3 hours. Okay, let's go back. So he actually, I looked at the wrong line, sorry. He completed 3 hours on Monday, 2 hours on Tuesday, 8 hours on Wednesday, 9 hours on Thursday, and 12 hours on Friday, giving me a grand total of 34 hours. Okay? And of course, you get that billable sign again, and you click OK because obviously you're not going to bill yourself. Okay? So I'm going to uncheck mark that. Okay? However, I also completed a task for Miss Maria Cruz once again. So if I go ahead and type in Maria Cruz, again, branch opening, what I did for her is I completed retouching services for her. Okay? And again, retouching services. Okay? And again, this is for the Walnut Creek because she is in Walnut Creek location. And this is where you completed 5 hours on Monday and you completed, was it 3 hours on Tuesday? You completed 6 hours on, 6 hours on Tuesday. 6 hours, okay? And then, of course, you definitely want to bill this person, right? You definitely want to bill Maria Cruz for your time. So in this case, there you go. I completed my timesheet here. As you can see, we did a grand total of 45 hours. That's okay. I'm the owner of the business. I should work more than everyone else. Okay, save and close. All right. So now this is why I left Maria Cruz to be not the previous example, because now I'm gonna go ahead and bill Miss Maria Cruz for these services, and I click OK. If I click on time, notice this: I have retouching that I did, or the owner did. We also have the photo sessions that were completed, right, by Mr. Mike Mazowski. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. So once I do that, now we're getting charged for every single service here. And I completed all these, we all completed all these services, including Mike Mazowski. So the Mike Mazowski and the owner, Vern Black. So now we're taking a look at every single thing that we are here. So instead of having to retack the billable service again and billing her again twice for the same services, I decided to just wait till the very end, complete everything that I've done for, Maria Cruz, and go ahead and bill them all at once. Bill her all at once. All right? Thank you for your service. And then, yes. Oh, I clicked the blank one. Cancel. Hi, thank you for your service, or thank for your business. And here, you're going to say retouching and photo sessions. All right? And then you're going to go ahead and click save and close. Okay? And then it's going to give you this saying right here that your credit limit has gone over. Yes, okay, that's fine. All right, there you go. And that's how you tack on anybody else's. It doesn't have to be an employee. It could be an owner that did a job for a particular customer. All right.
Okay.
And that is it for chapter 9. All right. Any questions? We talked about reports already. It's whatever. If you feel it necessary to want to run them, you can run them. Okay, but that is it for this chapter here. So any questions in chapter 9?
Not that I can think of. Now that I'm following them along a little bit better.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so you do you understand why we use these billable techniques?
Yes, I
Okay.
believe so.
Okay. Yeah, chapter 9 it's a little more difficult one, but it's not going to be something that's super primarily going to be on the exam. So just a little heads up there, okay?
Well, it's like you said, this is another one that's set up if you're in HR or if you're probably a supervisor or something like that to see what's being put in. The only thing
Yes.
as a person you're going to be doing is maybe putting in your own time, but that would be it.
Correct, right? HR, especially when you're tacking on expenses to, and you're passing along the bills to someone else, that's going to be an accounts receivable / accounts payable job. Okay. All right. So if you don't have any other extra questions, let's go ahead and go over the review. So chapter 9, review questions. Number 1, in QuickBooks, you are allowed to pass through billable expenses to customers. Okay, I think the question is asking how often or when do you do it?
See if you used a bill or check or credit card charge.
Perfect, good. All right, so this one, yes, C is the correct answer. All right. Number 2, okay, which account types can be used in the expense tabs of the purchase transaction to make the expense billable?
That would be D. All the above.
D, all the above. And if you remember from our very, very, very beginning of the lecture, that little list on that first page in chapter 9 is all of these lists right here. You can do it for cost of goods sold, expense, other expense, and yeah. But mainly, it's going to be for an expense. So D, all of the above is correct. Okay. Number 3, okay, if you want to assign an expense to a customer / job, okay, but do not want to pass them through for the reimbursable or reimbursement, okay, do the following in the purchase transaction. What would you do? Basically, the question is, what would you do?
Okay, we don't want to pass it through. So B, that would be assign the customer job and then click the checkbox in order to remove the click, because everything is going to show up with that checkbox in it in the billable column.
Correct. So B is the correct one. If you don't want to pass the bill along, right? You don't have to, right? You can assign the expense / income to that particular customer. However, if you don't want to pass the bill along, you just want to just charge them for whatever it is charged for, then uncheck mark the billable option. Okay. So yes, you can do that as well. Okay. Number 4, okay, which of the following tabs appear in the choose billable time and cost window? So remember that window?
Yeah, and that is an expense. If I remember right. Wait, let me think. All the above.
D, all of the above. Yes. So again, I'll show you this again. So this is the window that they're referring to. So I'm gonna go ahead and Bill Anderson wedding planners, right? Because we remember we assigned a bill to them, right? Here's the billable window. I'm gonna click OK. There are 4 tabs. You got the time tab, you got the expense tab, you have the mileage tab, and you have the items tab. So we also got to take a look at them, right? for time, right? For people who want to tell them they want the customers to pay for their time that they invested. You did the time. You entered the time in. If you're going to do a reimbursable expense, that's where you place it here. Mileage we didn't talk about, but it's pretty straightforward, right? If you're requesting the customer to pay for travel fees or whatever, you'd be able to do that here. And then, of course, items. When you make custom purchase orders or custom orders for a particular person, you can tack on items. So again, there's 4 categories that you can do when you're passing on billable expenses. Okay. All right. Let's see. Last but not least, question number 5 says that, okay, in an invoice, you can automatically mark up the pass-through expense using the markup account option, okay? It is available in which choose bill item, time, and cost window? We just took a look at this 1 second ago.
Yeah, it's an expense tab.
It is going to be under the expense tab. So again, remember when we did items, we would have to mark it ourselves because we can't tell how much the item is going to cost. For the time, because the time was based on a service, the service we already set the price. And then the expense tab is the only one that you can mark it up. All right. So good job. All right. It is now 4 o'clock. All right. So, I mean, some of these things take a while to go through, but you know what? If you'd like, would you like to go over one of these practice problems?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. All right, then
Yeah.
we could go. No. I'm asking because like right now it's 4
I'm trying
o'clock.
to figure out where I'm at. I'm trying to figure out which one I would like to try.
No. You only got you only have 2 choices. The second one's too long. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll do the first one first because I'm just afraid we're gonna run out of time and I don't wanna go over your time either. So in this case, I'll continue and let's go ahead and do the first problem here. So I'm gonna go ahead and let me see what I have to do. Okay, so let's just go ahead and continue on with this exact file that's already opened. I'm not going to open up the other one just because I want to make sure that we have enough time. So, of course, I'm going to go ahead and complete... cancel. I'm going to go ahead and complete the practice problems using the existing file that's already open, okay? So for you, you're more likely going to have to do it through the practice problems if you want it to be more accurate. So let me okay, there you go. I hit the wrong one the whole time. No. All right, so let's start with question number 1. Okay, it says here that we are going to need to open this file, which I'm not going to do. So let's go ahead and, so it says right here, create the following 2-sided non-inventory part items. So, how do you create an item? Go to list.
Okay,
Go to the item list. Okay.
All right. We're going for a non-inventory part.
Okay. How do we initiate that window before we get there? How do we open that window up?
Well, like I said, I'd gone to list and then I hit list item and then I need to click on that, right click.
Right click, good. And then we're going to click the new item. Okay, so again, we are doing a non-inventory part. Oh, I hit the wrong one. This is definitely not it.
I'm doing it on my screen as we're talking about it too. So.
Perfect, good. Good that you do it with me, all right? So here, new. So we are doing a non-inventory part, okay? It says that we are doing a custom lens. Okay, custom lens. So again, description, right? You could write whatever you want. It's a customizable lens. All right.
In the item name, right? Yeah.
In the item name, yeah, it's a custom lens.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Trying to go back and forth and hold a book at the same time.
No worries. So here the field is going to be under the item type is a non-inventory part, which we established already. The item name is going to be custom lens. The select option that this item is used for an assembly. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and check mark that. There you go. Now I get a drop down menu.
Okay, mine's a little different, I think.
That's completely fine. Don't worry about it. It's because it's a little different because you're using the accountant version. All right.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out where that's at though.
It should have been. It's like right underneath the description.
It's got unit of measures underneath the subscription.
Unit of measures.
Yeah.
I think yes.
Oh, wait, I hit inventory part, not non-inventory part.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so non-inventory part, yes. All right, do you now?
That fat finger thing happen. So,
so now, do you see underneath the description it says this part is part of an assembly?
Yeah, I have that checked. This item is used in the assemblies.
Perfect. That's exactly what it wants you to do.
Okay.
It wants you to check mark that. Okay. Now let's see what the next thing it wants you to do. It says in the description, on purchase. Okay, you just write custom lens order. Okay, hold on. That's the description on the purchase. So, okay, description on sales. So description on purchase and description on sales is when we do the sales order. Okay, so in this case, it's going to cost us what? How much is it going to cost?
0 right now because we don't know.
Exactly, right? It's a custom lens, right? We got to look at the product. And then selling price is also 0. So what expense account are you going to use?
Cost of goods sold.
Cost of goods sold, right? You're acting as if it's regular inventory. Okay.
Now, did that populate that on its own? We were doing, or does that just happen to be the first one?
Oftentimes it should recognize it because your only options is if you are finding an expense account, your only option that you have is a cost of goods sold. Okay. For an expense account. Unless you have otherwise different things here. But in this case, it should be automatically populated because cost of goods sold is the only option you have in regards to this. All right. Same thing with sales. Sales is pretty straightforward, right? You have a product, you're gonna make a sale on it, so make sure that it is sales. Okay. All right, and then let's see what else it says here. Tax. Well, it's saying when you sell this product, are you going to charge tax? In this case, yes, we are.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
It's understanding what it's asking.
It's okay. It's okay. So the tax code is basically, what are you going to code this? It's a product. You have to charge tax on it. It's not a service. It's an actual item. So you are required by law to charge tax on it, unless if otherwise, it's a vendor to customer relationship, or you for some reason you are cash basis, you don't charge tax or sales tax for any reason. So there you go. So once we figure that out, now we could go ahead and create that item and click OK. All right, so let's go ahead and click OK.
So we don't go ahead and put in the preferred vendor or anything?
No, there is no preferred vendor. It doesn't say.
Okay, I'm just thinking about what we were doing earlier.
No. You just follow what the problem is asking you. So in this case, there is no preferred vendor. Okay. So now the next question number 2 is, so after you validate that you created your item, right? Double check to make sure that it appears on the item list. So here it is, custom camera, right here, custom camera. It's there.
Well, I'm trying to get over there, but it's saying you must specify an income.
Oh, okay. So you're supposed to
Oh, there we go. I'm sorry.
you're
It's
supposed to
right there.
link it. You're supposed to link it for sales. Yes.
Sales. There we go. Now, okay.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Perfect. Okay. So now question 2 asks us to go ahead and create an invoice. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. So whichever way that you find the easiest to create an invoice, go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. Purchase order. I'm so sorry. It says to create a purchase order.
Okay. Let's go to purchase orders.
Mm-hmm. Go to purchase orders. And then it says, now you're going to enter in the following information. You're going to be entering in as the vendor as Ace Supply. Okay? And it's going to be for the class of Walnut Creek. And it's going to be as of the date March 22nd, 2019. So let me go ahead and do that. So we have vendor is going to be Ace Supply. Class is Walnut Creek. And my date, again, don't type in the date. You're going to use the calendar icon. And you're going to have to
Right.
scroll through to
That's what I
find the
did.
date. Good. Oh, I'm on 2017. Okay, so there you go. We are on March 22nd, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. All right, let's see what else next it says. It says that you're going to name this purchase order number 2019-101.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and do that. 2019-101. 2019-101. All right. And let's see what you're going to actually put in there. So in this case, for the items, you are going to be putting a custom lens. Okay. And the description or the memo should say custom lens order number. All right. Quantity is 4. You're going to make purchase of 4. And each one is going to cost you $235. Okay, make sure you do not update the information on your window. It will give you a pop-up saying, hey, you changed a piece of information. Would you like to save it? Do not save it because, again, a custom lens could be any price. So do not save it in your items. So
Okay.
again, I'm going to go ahead and do custom lens. All right. Description. Oh, I guess it didn't go through. Custom lens. Okay, so custom lens order number. I don't know why they want me to do that, but okay. We want 4 of them,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And they're gonna cost me $235. 235. All right. Once you do that, you should get a pop-up to ask you to change the value. You say no, do not update it. All right, I didn't get it, so. All right, so next thing that we're going to be looking at, we're going to associate this purchase order to Mr. Bob Mason. Okay, and this purchase order number is going to be in the memo. It's going to be a purchase order for the camera lens the custom lens 2019-101. So here. Now, they kind of left a piece of information out. Does it matter whether we bill Mr. Bob Mason or not? They left that information out. So I'm going to assume you are going to be billing him. Okay?
Yes.
So in this case, camera lens, all right. Customer, we're buying this for Mr. Bob Mason. Okay. For the amount of the $940 down below in the memo, they said you're gonna write custom lens or order number PO. Oh no, order number 2019101. Okay, and then you can go ahead and save and close. All right.
Oh, there was the beep. Cool.
Yep, there you go. You got the beep of approval. All right. So now that we have that done, now the next question asks that you're going to be entering a bill. Okay. So this is obviously you're going to be entering a bill after receiving the custom lens. So how do we receive an item and enter in a bill? How do you do that?
Oops, maybe I went ahead too far. Let's see. Could be up in receive inventory.
Receive inventory, and we're going to enter it with a bill. Okay. All right. Again, we received it from Ace Supply. Again, you get this window saying you have a purchase order that's associated. Would you like to, is this it? And we're going to say yes. We received the 4 camera lenses and we received the bill for it. Okay. So now that we've done that, now you're going to be selecting the purchase order number 2019-101, the custom thing. Now we're going to associate this bill to Mr. Bob Mason. Class is Walnut Creek. That's so weird. He's usually San Jose.
Yeah, you got ahead of me real quick. I had a little problem there.
Oh, okay.
Ace Supply, yeah.
And then you should get a window saying that you have a purchase order.
Well, I'm still stuck on bill. I wonder what happened. Bill.
Okay.
Supply.
Wait. Did you do receive inventory with the bill, or did you went ahead and click on enter bill?
I went with them. You said after we received a bill. So wouldn't that be with a bill?
Yes.
I'm still showing the bill up there and not a.
Right. So you type in Ace Supply,
Okay.
and you
And the
should
date.
you should just enter in.
It said on 4/1. I'm just trying to go with what's here.
Okay, because what happens is it's supposed to pop up a window to let you know that are you receiving this for this purchase order. Did you get that window?
Let me just go back.
Yeah, go ahead and close this and say, no, I'm not going to record this. And then let's go ahead and go back. So,
Inventory.
receive
With the bill.
inventory. Receive it, yes, with the bill.
Okay.
All right? You're going to enter in Ace Supply. All right? Tell me what happens when you click tab.
Okay, it said an open purchase order. It came up this time.
Yes. Okay, you click yes. All right?
Okay.
You select the purchase order that you have that's associated to this bill, and you click OK. Now everything should populate.
Everything auto-filled. Okay, I was kind of like, what is going on here?
Okay, so there you go. So, okay, so now it says that you're going to use, it says now that you've done that, right? So the next section that we're going to do is you're going to assign the customer/job to Bob Mason, and the class is Walnut Creek, and the custom lens, the memo is going to be for the custom lens for the 2019-101, and make sure that this item is billable. All right, and it's going to be for 4/1, like you said. Okay, reference number is 99821. So let's go ahead and fill that information in. So starting from top to the bottom, the date first is going to be April 1st. Okay, so April 1st. Okay, reference number is 88921. All right, and
9921.
9921.
9921. Yeah, I got it.
And then you can leave the amount that the bill is due. You can leave that.
Everything else is auto-filled on this.
That's good. Good. Good.
Okay.
All right. And then now you're gonna go down to the very bottom. Okay, it says Bob. It's okay. I got Walnut Creek and Bob Mason. So here it's automatically filled and it's billable. So you don't need to add that information. It's just asking us to double check it.
Okay.
All right. So now we could go ahead, save and close. And you should get that beep of approval. Good. Got the beep. Now next is going to be creating a sales receipt for Bob Mason. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So how do we create a sales receipt?
Well, we go to create sales receipt.
Correct. All right. Create
Okay.
sales receipt. At the very top, you're going to type in Bob Mason. Okay. And then you should pop up this little window that says this customer or job has something that's billable.
Yeah.
All
I will
right.
select the outstanding billable time and cost to add to the
Yes. Go ahead and click OK.
Okay.
So there you go. Now let's look at the top. So you have time, you have an expense, you also have items. Okay, so in mine because I'm using the old one or the my one I've been working on. So I have a whole bunch of things that he owes me. So in this case, it's an item that we purchased for him, right? We purchased him a custom lens. All right. So go ahead and locate that custom lens under items.
Hold on. It came up to choose billable time and cost. Is that right?
You're going to make sure that it says select the option and you're going to click OK.
Oh, that's all there was to do on that one?
Yeah, you only have one.
Okay.
Yeah, so now you select on the items and you're going to select that custom camera. Or I'm sorry, the custom lens. I'm sorry.
Right.
And
I
then,
knew what you meant.
all right, and then we're going to click OK. So then now on his sales receipt, it should pop up the camera, the camera lens, the custom lens, and it should say that it's taxable for 4 items at $235 per item.
Mhm.
But in this case, it's not going to be $235. What we're going to do is we are actually going to mark it up. So it says here, sales receipt to Mr. Bob Mason in the custom lens order. Use the quick math to mark up the custom lens item by 20%. Okay, so your total should equal $1,221.06.
Should have come up on a sales receipt, right?
It should show. Yep, it's on the sale. We're on the sales receipt.
Okay.
You should have the custom lens.
Okay.
All right, it's for 4 of them for $235.
A4.
Okay.
It's not giving me a rate.
Okay. So you have to start over because when you
Okay.
selected it, you didn't select the actual item. It sounds like because you're typing everything in, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Okay, so exit out again. Let's do it again.
Okay.
Okay, so make sure you don't record the transaction. So click no. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and click open that sales receipt one more time.
Create sales receipt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now go ahead and type at the very top that this is Bob Mason.
Right.
Okay. Do you get that window that says you have a billable?
Yes.
Okay. What are your options that you have to choose?
Select it or exclude the outstanding billable time and cost at this time.
Okay. You want to select the billable cost. All right. So at the very bottom, you should have OK.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go ahead and click OK. So then you should have a second window that pops up.
Right.
Okay. At the very top, you have time, expenses, mileage, and items. Click on the items tab.
The items or the expenses?
Items. Items. This is we bought an item from him for him.
Well, I hit the wrong thing at first.
Okay. No. It's going to be items. All right. So under items, do you see that custom camera? The custom camera lens.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and make sure it's check marked because it will not check mark it. You need to go ahead and click on that check mark on the left corner.
On the side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
All right, and then click OK.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. So now your form is filled in with the information that we need. You don't need to type it in. It's there. So we have the custom camera lens, right? Whatever the description is, it says it's taxable, quantities for, and you have the $235 per item, okay? So in this case, we need to use quick math. So if you remember from the lesson how to activate quick math to mark up the price value to become 20% more. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and click on my rate. I'm going to type in my little star key. All right. That should initiate your that should initiate your quick math or your sales receipt.
Right.
Okay.
1.2, right?
1.2, yes. I keep hitting the division button. Multiply. Enter. So then in this case, you can press enter.
Okay.
All right. And then it should give you a grand total, right? Grand total of, whoa, I only got okay, it's right here. Grand total is $1221.06 plus tax.
Well, mine stayed the same.
All right, did you tap? Okay, let's do it again. So what does your rate say?
282.
282. Okay, go ahead and move your mouse and click somewhere else. It should automatically update it for you.
Nope.
Do you still have 282? Are you under the rate or are you under the amount?
I'm under the rate.
Okay, because...
now it changed it, finally. Okay, it was just taking a second. I was
okay.
Like, what?
Good. So there you go. With the tax, it should be $1221.06.
Right, it's there.
Perfect. And then, of course, let's see what else it wants us to do. So it says right here that you need to fill in the information. Of course, thank you for your business. Of course, and the note is going to be, or the description should be the custom camera lens for 2019-101. This sales receipt is also 2019-101. All right, so make sure you fill that in there. And he wrote us a check. So make sure at the very top of the window, so now that we entered in the bill and whatnot, we're going to enter in that he wrote us a check. Okay? All right. The date, it should be April 1st. The sales receipt number is 2019-101. Okay?
I lost my spot. Where did it? It's taking a second. That's what's going on, I think.
No worries. It's okay.
Custom balloons order.
Are you doing that in the memo?
Yes.
Okay. So yes. So thank you for your business. The memo is custom lens order number 2019-101. All right. And then at the top of the window, make sure that you select that the date is April 1st. All right, the sales receipt number is 2019-101. And let's go ahead and see what else I have here. Um, yeah, it says that the check number is 11482. Payment method is a check. So make sure you go ahead at the very top of the window, select that he wrote us a check, and then the check number is all the way going to be on the right side. You write the check number is 11482.
Why am I not seeing it?
The check. So make sure you select check first at the very top of the window. You need to select the payment method in order for this number to and for the field of the check number to appear.
Let me see what you've got real quick.
Okay.
So, oh, they're right there. Duh, Chuck, come on.
The check, yes. Sales check number is right here on the right side, all the way to the right. Okay.
I'm still not seeing it. I click check.
Okay. Is it below the sales number? Sometimes it will appear right below the sales number.
Let me hit check again. No, I'm still showing where it was at.
That's weird because it should show up on the right side. Okay. Can you just go ahead and do a quick scan of your sales receipt? You are in a sales receipt, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just do a quick scan to see if there's any empty boxes that you see.
Oh, class.
Okay, class, yes, we need to type in Walnut Creek.
Walnut Creek. Okay.
All right. Anything else? Any open boxes that you see?
Check number. There it is.
There it is. Okay, check number.
11482.
11482. All right.
That should be it.
And that should be it. Save and close. Once you get that beep of approval, you're done.
Yep. Got it.
Yep. And that was it for problem 1. All right. So this is taking this is what is it? Whatchamacallit? This is an example of using the two-sided item in a sense of doing a customized order. So again, typically you would more likely use this concept more so for reimbursement checks and time billing your customers based on time. All right, so this is more common.
Well, at least I'm seeing a little bit more on how to use things.
Good.
It actually kind of helped a little bit because I was able to figure out where I was at and what I was needing to do.